All right, guys, we got Coach Tamika back. We had a little internet issues, but we back again. But yeah, she's the author of Grateful or Greedy. She's going to talk a little bit about her book, and she's going to give some advice to some of the young athletes out there. Some of the parents, like I say, it's sometimes it get rough out there with school, track, and everything else. And guys, y'all know I'm long-winded. I'm let Coach talk because I'm take up most of your time. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, I should I pick up where I left off? You think I'm good?
Yes, ma'am. You're good right now. You're green. You're all green right now.
Awesome. So we're speaking of the book. I talk about challenges, and I think your question was my advice dealing with challenges, dealing with juggling multiple things. And I start with one, having a vision for your life. And that's easy. Most kids, most athletes are ambitious. They have goals. But then what sacrifices you've got to make to accomplish those goals and to make that vision. People haven't even got to that point. So if you haven't even intentionally thought out what challenges, what sacrifices you got, it's going to seem like a challenge, right? And then the third thing is identify some allies, and that's who can help me achieve this vision. And so when you do those three things, you're going to have a chance at overcoming obstacles that are and challenges that are thrown your way. Having a growth, being resilient, expecting to win, expect positive outcome, which is a challenge now, for some young people. I tell athletes to attack challenges.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll segue the book. So sometime, yes. So it was March 2020. I want to say March 2020.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Or 19. 20.
It's 20. I believe it's 20. Yeah.
I was in a really pivotal point in my life. Few things had happened. My grandmother, who raised me, had passed at December of 2019, a heart attack all of a sudden. That spring before that year, I decided to go to high school coaching and teaching. And then I was going on 3 years being a single parent. So COVID happened. We got sent home. I was at Prairie View at the time in my first year as a parent. And all of a sudden, my life came to a screeching halt. And I had to I had a pause. I'll say that. It dawned on me since I was able and had a dream that I wanted to make it out of my neighborhood. I wanted to be something that I had been laser focused for like 2 years. But now I had this urge that my life was going in a different direction, but I needed to make sense of how I had even gotten there. So I had 10 years high school, travel coach, very successful high school coach, travel coach, now some challenges there. I had done everything I was asked as a kid to make it out of a low resource, low situation. But so I needed this in my life. So I needed to go back and look at where did I get my idea about what winning was. Mm-hmm. Most people who grew up in poverty, it was go to college, get a great job, obviously probably get married, have some kids and a dog. So I was winning. And at the moment, I was a little upset. I thought having that mindset, having that as a goal had really overpromised and underdelivered. Yeah. It was not for me. I was frustrated coaching. I coached ball here in Houston, competitive. the parents, the athletes, everyone selfish. It was just constant mess, right? Every season, if we went 20-5 or 5-20, every year I felt defeated, right? There was always issues. So I said, okay, how did I get here, and how do I move forward? So I started writing a book, talk about my childhood, how laser focused, driven I was. I talk about the trauma that I came from. Then I talk about my journey as an ambitious athlete. Really had no resources. I was just really betting on myself doing the work, identifying allies. I was blessed that I had several adults I met through the years that saw that I wanted to be somebody, and I did not have the resources to do so, and kind of cheer and expose me to this and introduce me to that, and gave me this program and that program, just really for me. And so I taught that in the book. The book goes right up to what was going on in life at the present time, which was I was entering into a new thing prophetic. I had started Grit and Grind Athletics, and wanted to. It was really born out of two problems. The first was the professional development of coaches was terrible. It was terrible. I had invested thousands of dollars. Schools that I worked at had invested thousands of dollars, and I wasn't getting anything that was helping me when I went back to my campus in terms of student athletes dealing with conflict. I just thought I had a really horrible job. They had done a really horrible job of onboarding me into coaching. I was I knew somebody, I had a good resume, and they're like, you're over 50 kids, 3 teams, and 4 adults. And so I knew that I wanted to help onboard coaches better. I wanted to help coaches do more personal professional development. I have this mantra: you don't need another drill, but you do need to increase your communication skills, understand how to give feedback, understand how to motivate Generation Z, manage conflict, all that good stuff. And so some of the things I offered in my business was coaches' personal professional development. So I created an online course that I take coaches through. And then the second thing, athletes were getting more training than any generation before them. They had a jumping coach, a hurdle coach, a strength coach, a speed person, a pitching coach, a quarterback coach. Where the mentoring wasn't being developed. And so I would be at the high school level, could parents spend thousands on coaches, but they were mental midget attention. Everybody agreed that competing at a high level is mostly mental, but no one was investing in it, including myself. And I would have my little mental skill sessions, the good pep talks. I talked about leadership skills, but I never felt like I had time. And now I was like, I'm going to devote time to developing the mental skills. And I got a chance to pilot the curriculum on the Prairie View volleyball team that year. So that's another service that I offer. So started the business. I wrote the book and had no intention of going back in coaching. Calls me up to Prairie View. They hadn't been successful since we were there as players. And I went over to help her. So got a chance to learn recruiting and really understood why freshmen in college don't do so great, and realized we weren't doing a great job onboarding freshmen to college, right? And so I saw a gap there where I probably 18, 17 years than a college coach, was able to contribute in that way. Let me work on the freshmen. So we had about 6 freshmen a year that I really leaned into and just went with them most of the way, because I could see that this is a huge jump for them. So that's some of the stuff that I got a chance to do. I'll stop there.
No, you're fine. And I'm glad you brought up the mental aspect about that, because it's always overlooked. especially with youth track all the way up into high school. These athletes, they have they have a lot of pressure on them. They have a lot of pressure on them, and a lot of coaches that they focus on you got to win, you got to win, you got to win, but they're not focused on are you okay? Is it do you need to talk? What's going on with you? Because just say athlete lose a race or whatever, something can be going on at home, something could be on their mind. You never know, but I think that's important. And I'm glad you brought that up. I think coaches need to have like chat sessions after practice. Go to athletes, individuals doing practice. Hey, you good? I think that it needs to be focused on a little bit more, especially when you get to like pro athletes. They have that too. They have to talk to people, about competition and the stress of competing. But I'm glad you brought that up. What is your definition of winning? You talk about winning a lot. What's your personal definition of that?
Loving what you do and who you do it for. I fell out of love with coaching, and I didn't consider it winning anymore to me. The lack of leadership training, skills training, and just professional development in this really was draining for me. So when I went back and made those my passions to fix, I fell back in love with coaching. Being in coaching feels like winning to me. And I love working with athletes and working, I work a lot with female minority coaches because a lot of coaches in the business, but definitely female coaches because our experience is a little bit different and no one's particularly paying attention to that. It's doing what I love, what I'm passionate about, just and enjoying it. And so that includes, for me, I was willing to walk away from coaching to raise my daughter. She's in the sports already. She's tried about 3 or 4 sports and she's 6. And and outside of that, her develop and get that educational foundation in those early years was very important to me. That's winning.
Yeah.
Reaching back and working with to winning. So it's just loving what you do, doing who you do it for, not doing it for a paycheck. So I have a lot of peace things that I choose to do.
Yeah. You're exactly right. And as far as sports wise, they say these athletes they go to state, they perform like they want to in the state meet, but you got straight A's you got straight A's in school, you still win it. You still win on that aspect. You still win it.
And doing your best, absolutely, and doing your best. I mean, knowing that you went all in for something and gave it everything you could, push past physical pain, mental pain. To me, is winning, and so it's getting athletes to see that. When I talk to some students in my mental skills training, the things that I could control in this situation, if I did those things to the best of my ability, then I won. And those are the only things I can control. That's not the outcome. Sometimes getting athletes to focus on what role is key to them not experiencing depression and all those when they aren't as they're supposed to be to everybody else. So that's a big one for me. It's a business term, but I talk about their KPIs, key performance indicators. If these things, I'm gonna win. So what are 3 things you can do every day to win the day? And this can development stuff. Mine is work out, make a checklist of everything that I need to do that. Nothing. I just made a checklist and I check things off, and it helped me to feel extremely productive. I also work out every day. Let's be honest, I'm a single parent. Gives me energy. I want to be around. I need to be around for my kid.
Yeah.
That I coach. And so if I give people a clean slate every day, kind of this burden that I have of holding grudges against people, I don't miss opportunities to work with other people because I'm upset about it. It just really helps me be a great leader, giving people a clean slate every day. And so those are guys, an athlete might have, I need to organize my space every day. I need to make sure I drink a gallon of water, to whatever. I really get them to lock in on that's how you win the day. And if you can win the day, stack the wins, stack the days. So I'm really process driven. I really get athletes to focus on themselves. That personal responsibilities, that is the struggle for generations. Sometimes they're quick to think something, someone is affecting their performance or their achievements. And I really get them to lock in on it. You versus you. It's really on you, the things you can control. So
when you talk to some of those athletes, is some of the pressure coming from the parents?
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of the pressure. I think when sports got really intensive, it added the pressure because you're kind of on the clock to pay your parents, in some cases. I know it sounds silly. So, people are concerned with their investment. I can tell you for me, that's when volleyball got crazy. Club volleyball grew and people were spending $10,000-$12,000 a season, and they'd come to the high school season and, you're tasked with a varsity team people and you want to still develop and you want to let more people play. And it's not always about winning. It's about representing you. And you got a parent who's like, no, my kid needs to be playing. We paid all this training. How dare you not let her play? So the increase of the price, which we know the price was driven by the cost to enter the high-level tournaments. And in the tournament, got greedy because they said, oh, we can bring 300 teams. We go to convention center. Well, we got to pay for it. So we need to up the registration. We need to make you stay at this hotel. Clubs, it trickled down. So it's a lot of pressure by the parents. Some people are achievers. They really want their kid to do well. I have a kid now, and so I have to separate the fact from, I have to separate. This is for her to develop. She's still growing, learning, and me want her to win because I want her to be sad or be disappointed because she's been working hard. So you really have to have done some personal development work yourself, sports parent. Because you want to make sure that you're not leading them in the wrong way. You're not giving them the wrong mindset about winning and competing and accountability and putting in what you want to get out. So it takes a pretty mature parent to raise a mature athlete. And we're not seeing that vote.
And I know some of those athletes, they like, you kind of break it up a little bit, but you coming through. But I know some of those athletes, like, they worry about, letting their parents down, and like you say, the parents put all that money in them since they was 4 or 5 years old, started out playing it. And some of them athletes, they might think they owe their parents back from that, and they don't want to disappoint them. But coaches, that's why it's important
Oh,
reach out to
absolutely.
your athletes. Yeah, reach out to your athletes. They need y'all. Um, do you think leadership is important for student athletes to be successful in life and their sport? Do you think anybody can be a leader, or is it?
Absolutely. Now, everybody is a leader. Everybody is a leader. Just who you are, the kind of leader you're gonna be. But when I talk about leadership, I have principles. I just really how to live. And I talk about this with coaches and with players. And the first one is I'm drawing blanks right now.
You're right.
The first one is lead yourself.
Uh-huh.
Is lead yourself. That means, what are you great at? What's a challenge for you? And then be constantly working on it. So self-awareness is important. Set some goals, figure out who you need to become to accomplish those goals, right? Identify strengths and weaknesses. So you got to be working on yourself, right? Lead yourself, be organized, have integrity, work hard, be a problem solver, be coachable. Okay, so lead yourself first is the very frame. The second thing is just understanding is yours is you. If you got someplace you want to go in life, understanding that it's going to be on you evaluating yourself, based your whatever your goal is, how you're doing with all the things you're responsible for that goal. Being your in that you play in every hat, being your best son or daughter, being your best as a community member, being your best as a sibling, being your best as a teammate. So it's very intimidating to a team to talk to them about leading others. They don't want to come off as, they really, really care about how they're seen by their peers. Nobody wants to tell anybody anything with this particular generation. Somebody could be totally not working hard, blaming other people.
Mm-hmm.
So I athletes, lead yourself. Do what you're supposed to do, and it's going to be contagious. And it's way less intimidating. When I was a young coach, I would say, I need a leader. I need somebody to step up. And I likely was talking about being vocal. Somebody digging people's butt. I need somebody to chew folks out, demand more.
Yeah.
But really, I need a team of people who lead themselves. Which means you're worried about, you're focused on you. You're doing what you need to do every day. And that becomes contagious when athletes lead themselves. So that's where I go with leadership.
You know what? That's deep right there. Lead yourself. I never heard that before. That's and you're right. You can't worry about what everybody else is doing. You worry about you. You take care of what you got to do so you can, be successful and do what you need to do. Like that's some good stuff there. I really like that. So, do you think female athletes are faced with more challenges than male athletes?
I thought that was a really great question. And I may have to go back to it when I get a little more time, but my today is no. I think both female and male athletes are battling with identity as, or the journey you're taking, or your development into a woman or a man. There's
Okay. Well, can you still hear me, Coach? I think we can't hear you. I think we lost you again. We're gonna have to get Coach back on the show. Can you still hear me? Okay. Yeah, we lost it. We lost your audio again. But we're gonna have to get you on the show. If I have to go full audio, I can set up full audio, or we can I can broadcast live audio if the video is a problem. We definitely need to reschedule this because you dropping some gems on this, and I am mad this audio can't work tonight. I am mad about it. But we're gonna reschedule Coach. We're gonna get her back on. And like I said, we're gonna try the video again, and we'll do the full audio if we have to. But what y'all need to do, y'all need to go to the description, check out her book there. It's a great book. If you want to ask us some questions, you can send us some messages. I will attach her Twitter as well. But Coach, we gonna reschedule this. All right, we gonna get this done. We gonna get this done. We gonna get this done. All right. But Coach, thank you for coming on the show. Guys, go follow her. I'll put it on the description. And guys, thanks for watching again. We gonna try this again. But everything Coach was talking about is true. We gonna replay it as well. But hey, we'll catch y'all later, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll get this done. Texas Track Dad. I'm out. Peace.